Well, imagine a drug so euphoric it makes people sell their souls, lose their homes, abandon their kids, and call it a fair trade. Yep, we're talking about fentanyl, aka heroin's dumb little cousin that still manages to crash the whole family reunion. Let's break down why fentanyl feels so good, and why that's the exact reason it's destroying lives faster than a bad OnlyFans career. 1. Pain versus pleasure. The OG tug of war. Pain is your body's dramatic red flag. Like, hey, stop touching the stove, genius. Pleasure, on the other hand, is your body giving you a standing ovation for eating cheesecake or getting a text back from your crush. Now, these two forces battle it out like an old married couple, always yelling, but somehow keeping you alive. But nature's got a cheat code. Introducing opioid receptors, those magical little locks in your brain that say, no pain, all gain. And what happens when humans find nature's cheat code? We hack it, we sell it, we snort it. Let's talk about the invention of feel-good drugs, baby. 2. From nature's helpers to human hysteria. Your body makes its own painkillers, endorphins. Cute, but we found poppy plants and said, let's crank that dial to 11. Enter morphine, oxycodone, codeine, Vicodin, and heroin, the original bad boy. But just when you thought heroin was peak destruction, fentanyl enters the chat like a supervillain with no backstory, just chaos. It's synthetic, man-made, and 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine. Basically, heroin is a thunderstorm. Fentanyl is a Category 5 hurricane that you invited into your bloodstream. All right, strap in. We're about to take the most tragic roller coaster ride your neurons will ever know. What does fentanyl feel like? 3. The supernova of euphoria. Imagine every single light switch in your brain flipping on at once. Fentanyl hits your opioid receptors like a flash mob at a funeral. Sudden, overwhelming, and emotionally confusing. Your body goes, wow, I feel no pain. Your mind goes, everything is perfect. Your soul says, hey, maybe stick around here forever. Meanwhile, your lungs are like, should we still be breathing? That's the magic and madness of fentanyl. Everything slows down. Pain, gone. Stress, never matter. You feel invincible, infinite, floating on clouds with zero adult responsibilities. It's euphoria in its most illegal, temporary, and destructive form. But here's the twist. If fentanyl is heaven in a syringe, why is it actually the lamest drug you could ruin your life with? 4. Fentanyl, the fast food of drugs. Here's the thing, fentanyl isn't glamorous, it's fast, cheap, synthetic, and made in labs that would fail a middle school science fair. It's the microwaved hot pocket of narcotics, barely real, burns your insides, and probably comes with regret. Dealers love it because it's easier to cook up than ramen. Add a sprinkle of it to fake Xanax, cocaine, or even weed, and suddenly you're selling death disguised as party favors. People who take fentanyl? Half the time, they don't even know they took fentanyl. It's like someone swapped your soda with battery acid and said, oops, same flavor family. This makes fentanyl uniquely dangerous. It sneaks into your system disguised, hitting users with an overdose they never saw coming. It's a silent killer lurking in the shadows of recreational drug use, ready to strike when you least expect it. There's no glamour, no prestige, just a cheap shortcut to oblivion. And dealers love it because the risk of cutting drugs with fentanyl is low, but the profit margin is sky high. It's the dark side of the drug world's efficiency. And here's where things get really dumb. People think they're chasing a high, but what they're really chasing? A biological impossibility. 5. The peak you'll never reach again. The first time you take fentanyl, your brain throws a ticker tape parade. Every cell's like, this is the peak of existence. That feeling is so intense, so powerful, it rewires your brain to crave it endlessly. But here's the catch. That exact feeling? You'll never get it again, ever. Not the second time, not the 10th, not even with a higher dose. You've fried your brain's reward system like an iPhone left in the microwave. The receptors that once flooded you with pleasure become less sensitive, forcing you to take more just to feel normal. And even then, the magic is gone. Now, you're not chasing euphoria anymore, you're just running from withdrawal. From a god-tier high to literal agony in one hit. Your life becomes a cycle of avoiding the crash, not feeling the joy, Every dose is a desperate attempt to keep the nightmare at bay. It's a heartbreaking cycle where pleasure is lost, replaced by pain, fear, and dependence. The drug that promised bliss instead chains you to misery. So, if fentanyl is this soul-crushing, what makes it so terrifyingly addictive? Let's break that down with a brain versus logic cage match. 6. Your brain is a dumb addict. Brains are smart, but also kinda dumb. If something makes it feel good, even once, it stamps it with a golden seal of "do this again." Logic, taxes, rent, and consequences? All thrown out the window. And opioids hijack that system with a battering ram. Your dopamine system doesn't just like fentanyl. It treats it like it's your new religion. Worship daily. Sacrifice everything. Rinse. Repeat. Your brain now prioritizes fentanyl over food, sleep, hygiene, friends, family, even survival. It's like giving a toddler a chainsaw and saying, "Have fun with decision-making." The chemical grip of fentanyl is so intense that the brain rewires itself to crave it relentlessly, overriding every rational thought or survival instinct. Addiction isn't just a bad habit, it's a biological hijacking, turning the user into a prisoner of their own brain chemistry. And guess what? It's not just fentanyl users that are dying. Let's talk about the unintentional overdoses, a tragedy wrapped in stupidity. 7. Surprise! You died. Fentanyl's not just deadly for addicts. It's lurking in fake painkillers, bootleg benzos, and mystery party drugs. You think you're popping a chill pill? You're actually swallowing a coffin nail. It's so potent that just a few grains can kill. Seriously, if fentanyl was salt, one shake would season your tombstone. First responders carry Narcan like it's breath mints. And even that sometimes isn't enough. We've hit the point where dying from fentanyl isn't a tragic accident. It's practically a design feature. This means that even casual or first-time users are at risk because fentanyl is often mixed in without their knowledge. The overdose numbers have skyrocketed, crushing communities and tearing families apart in waves of despair. It's a silent epidemic hiding in plain sight. So, how do we get people off this ride to nowhere? It starts with the hardest question of all. 8. Why do we need drugs to feel okay? Fentanyl isn't just a drug problem. It's a symptom of an emotional epidemic. People aren't getting high just to feel better. They're getting high to feel anything at all. Loneliness, trauma, poverty, pain that runs deeper than a cut. When life feels empty, fentanyl feels like a shortcut to meaning. Except it's not. It's a detour to nowhere with a toll booth that charges your soul. We don't just need better drug laws. We need better reasons for people to stay alive. Connection, purpose, real help, not just another hotline with smooth jazz hold music. We need communities that truly support and uplift, mental health care that actually works, and an end to the isolation that fuels addiction. Because until we fix the root causes, the fentanyl crisis will keep tearing lives apart. So here's the TLDR. Fentanyl feels amazing. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. It hijacks your biology, sells you fake paradise, then drops you into real hell. But the scariest part? It doesn't care who you are. Rich, poor, smart, clueless, young, old, it's coming for everyone. If you made it this far, share this video. Someone needs to see it. Smash the like button before fentanyl smashes another life. And if you want more brainy breakdowns of the world's most insane topics, click one of these videos next. Trust me, your dopamine system will thank you.